What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be teaching y'all about sacred geometry. I got my incense lit. This joint smells so good. It's like vanilla, or I can't remember the name, but anyways, it's like a vanilla scent though. It smells like vanilla, but anyways, sacred geometry. Now, when you think of everything around you, and when you think of your finger, look at your fingertip and you see that swirly like fingerprint that you have. Notice how your fingerprints look exactly like the tree stumps when they cut it down. Your hair, for all my nine ether beings with the afro hair, the curly hair, thick hair. Your hair grows and absorbs knowledge from the sun's rays when you meditate. And guess what else needs sunlight in order to grow and be high vibrational? Plants, flowers. It's so, man, here's what I gotta tell y'all, okay? Everything vibrates on a certain frequency, but notice how even our veins look exactly like lightning and the roots in the ground. We are simply made of more than just stardust. We're made of carbon. We're made of dark matter energy. We're made of so many things that it's unbelievable that our people haven't tapped into yet. And this is the sad part. Sacred geometry is a practice, in my opinion, because our ancestors used sacred geometry because since they know everything got a shape, they use like pyramids, triangles, squares, circles. They taught us this for a reason, because this is sacred geometry that they stole from us. Think of the pyramid on a dollar bill. It's the same pyramid that our ancestors built, and the eye in the middle that represents the awakening of our people. They know that that's the key, that's what they fear, and that's a way to target us. Putting slave masters on a dollar bill while taking our symbols. The Illuminati symbol wasn't just for the Illuminati. That Illuminati symbol was stolen from us because we built those pyramids in a certain way to represent sacred geometry. Sacred geometry, everything has a shape. Why do you think that most Catholic churches are always never square, but the apartment buildings or your local McDonald's or something, it has a square shape? It's because they're trying to box you in. They're trying to box energy in when you go to places so it can mess with your frequency. When you go out and notice, you might be upset for no reason when you walk in a place, or you might feel the energy in the air. That's because they tune in to the frequencies of nature, and they use boxing your energy in while they sucking you dry of energy. They replace it with negative energy using because everything operates off electricity. Everything, your electric boxes, the traffic lights, everything operates off electricity, even us. Just like I said in the other video, we're electrical beings. This is why when we drink water, it's called electrolytes. So sacred geometry been out for many, many, many years. This is the key to life. Everything got to shape. When you look at how we got here, the way we got here is through the spirit of the mother. And notice how people like to say Earth's atmosphere. That's not how Earth really looks. The Earth looks circular around us, but it also has a firmament. And if you look at closely within the Earth, the same shape as the woman's stomach is the same shape as the Earth. And even in the embryo, why do you think they use a G in Freemasonry? Because that represents sacred geometry. It represents God. Because they know that certain shapes, certain swirl shapes are codes and keys to how your soul got here into the woman's womb. Because you know that woman's womb, when the baby comes out, it's pure, it's high vibrational, it's happy. The minute it's programmed something, it changes. The soul changes, and it's crazy. And this is how they use sacred geometry against us. They use buildings to trap energy. And just like I said, churches are man-made too. The reason why churches feel peaceful and you may feel a holy presence in a church is because certain places on the planet have energetic lines connected through the ground and the soil, which is why when you go certain places, others feel better than others. They know this concept, so they build their church on top of the energy, so when people go in, they could harvest off their energy through prayer. This is why there's so many things going on around the world, and many people rely on God and he ain't doing nothing. And it's because that entity is not meant. That entity is an unnatural entity that the elites worship through Zeus, Yakub, Satan. Man, he has many names. If you look through history, you're going to see Jesus and Satan has many names. And Satan and Lucifer are two different beings. And the crazy part is, they whitewash other cultures too, like as far as different gods, the Greek gods like Zeus. You're not able to pay attention to realize that Yahweh, Jesus, are the same thing as Zeus. They're all, man, if you look back, each of them represent the same thing, but just in a different story, in a different way. So we won't be able to realize it, that they're storm deities. Like, people gotta just realize, man, if people realize, if you look up Yahweh and you translate Yahweh from back then, it is gonna show Zeus. That's just the truth of the matter. People could bicker and batter and say, oh no, they're two different things. No, nigga, no. They're the same person, translated through many different beliefs and systems so they can confuse us from the truth. Our ancestors used sigils and used certain patterns when they draw on the ground. Why do you think our ancestors painted their face, wore feathers? Everything they didn't just wear it to wear it. They wear it to symbolize a deeper meaning of their culture, their history, of where they come from, of the soul's alignment. Even in the cosmos, everything got a certain shape in the planet, due to the planets, the stars, the atoms, the neutrons. Why do you think your body is so powerful that even in the neutrons got memory and it can duplicate itself? That's how powerful we are. We are made of every shape you could think of. And the crazy part is, certain shapes are more important than other shapes. Like, most people will talk about spiritual knowledge, and they won't even talk about the Metatron's cube, on how that symbol represents the angel Metatron, the energy of Metatron, and it's the strongest angel out of all the angels, and was also closely referred to as God at the time, because that angel is so powerful. But that what people don't know about Metatron is that his existence comes from the celestial realm, but in order for him to get into that angel-like state, it came from him being created in a certain shape and pattern and color and alignment. That's how we got here. We got created through the alignment of the soul, through the Akashic Records. If you don't know the Akashic Records, it's a place where you could choose to come here, or you could choose to not come here. Many people, they come here and feel they don't belong here, when really everybody that chooses to come here comes here. The only people I could say that came here, that came here unnaturally, was carbonated beings that was non-carbonated beings. People that ain't us, people that's destroying the world, poisoning the air, killing our kids and family. Those are the people that came here unnaturally. They don't belong here, because Earth is not about hatred and about division. It's about love. It was always about love. Why do you think even love itself has a symbol and a shape? Why do you think the heart, when you look at the heart, I don't know, my heart sucks. Why do you think when you make a heart, one has one side of the left heart, part of the heart, and the other has the right side? So without the two sides of the heart, there would be no heart, which means there would be no love. Love comes from spreading knowledge, healing people, helping people, hugging people, creating a family, helping your family, helping other families, align families. Man, this world needs to be more into Earth's energy, into Planet Kai's energy, her original name, Planet Kai, before they just switched it to Earth and Mother Earth and all these different names. Her original name is Planet Kai. But many call her Mother Earth. I even sometimes refer to her as Mother Earth, because I notice everything around us has that greenish, brown, blue, creative color. And I know creativity is a feminine trait. And no other gender can have a baby but the female. Females are creative. They're the only ones that can give birth. So when they say, God's reared me, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Female made the man. Because there's no way a man can make another man or woman, because he don't got a womb. The womb man is called a womb man for a reason. Because the womb started with the woman, and then the womb made the man. People better wake up. Religion don't teach you this. I'm the one that's out here trying to spread y'all knowledge and put y'all onto a higher vibration and frequency, so we can all understand how we being so divided, how we being so separated and lied to and treated differently. It's because they don't want us to know who we are. Your soul, it got its own color, its own shape, its own individuality. Your hair got its own textures, its own meaning. The color black. Look up all colors. They talk. You're like, huh? This nigga said they talk. What the fuck you mean they talk? Colors talk. Look at how many colors there is in this world. All around us. There's color everywhere, ain't it? Each of those colors got a certain meaning. When you look those meanings up, they can guide you and give you advice to change your life. Like, for instance, the color white represents purity. It represents the angelic realm. It represents that's what I'm saying. And think about it even more this way. Black creates all color. Why do you think they say that? It's because everything comes from black. This is why we're the most targeted individuals in America in today's society. We ain't just the American Indians. We ain't just the Egyptians. We ain't just the people that they try to claim that we wasn't. It's because they wanted to hide who we are to further their agenda to make us look bad. So they could divide each and every nation against us for just being programmed. Why do you think our people ain't talking about their ancestral dances? They were taught they were demonic. Why ain't they teaching about Allegia's dances? Why ain't they teaching about Yamaya's dances? Why ain't teaching about Papa Legba's dances, songs, your ancestors' traditions? Horus, all these ancient ancestral gods and goddesses that came from us and our people, we call them demonic because the next person called them demonic instead of knowing and trusting your third eye. See, the only way people can call spirituality demonic and they're in it, they're not practicing it right, and they never had faith. I'm not even going to say faith. They never had any real spiritual knowledge to begin with. People think that people think that, just because I get lost, that means our gods and God's saying, what you think you meant here to do? Everybody's supposed to evolutionize and change. So if you lose yourself spiritually, you're supposed to go within. That's the biggest time you're supposed to go within, and you're asking yourself, who am I? What path am I headed to? Study different cultures, right, that resonate with, matter of fact, study different spiritual practices that resonate with you. Don't just go full on religious just because you lost, because losing yourself is part of finding yourself again. Why do you think healing exists? Just because you made a mistake and you ain't feel good about that mistake, don't mean that you just completely done for. You gotta apologize, do shadow work, and change what you do. When you see somebody doing wrong, you do the opposite of doing wrong. When you see people trying to be all religious, trying to tell you what's right, what's wrong, for people that steal, kill, and it's millions of starving children and homeless people out here, but the churches want to pray to God and thinking people are going to get saved that way? No. That's not how it works. Our people got to go back to studying sacred geometry, Kemetic practices, ancient African spiritual practices, ancient native practices, because the original American Indians are our people. The people that originated the land first. The ancient Aztecs, the Mayans, the Egyptians, the real people, the Black and Latino people that have been here longer than they can colonize the area so that they found it. They didn't find anything. In fact, when they came and said that they found shit, it was many of us already here through different places of the planet. Shit, all these black Mexicans, all of these black East Asians. Shoot it, man, it's even, man, people just need to study their history. This is why history matters. Because they gave us, they know what our culture is, and they decided to destroy it by using our talents and our history for evil. Hip hop don't come from no goddamn hood mentality. That shit comes from deeper past that. Before any of those songs were made, it was all us making music to make the world high vibrational. They use that concept and they're signing our own people away from themselves. They selling their soul. They make our people sell their soul to spread some bullshit music, talking about killing and drugs and a bunch of bullshit that don't matter. The bullshit that's destroying us as a community. People don't even pay attention to nobody. They just going along with the program, driving like ain't nothing going on. Whole time, meanwhile, our land been stolen. Hundreds of cities been burnt down. Our people been at war before we even got to this planet, because we come from a star system. We come from the Sirius X star system. Ancient Black and Latino people come there, to be exact. That's our original home. Earth is our second original home. And they knew that we were going to make this realm the heaven-like realm. So what they did was they started war with us, and reptilian beings came to the planet, right along with the mantis beings and other extraterrestrial races that look just like people, that hides underground, that hides in the Caucasus Mountains and cities. Those are the same people that came here, landed, stole the land, killed our people, destroyed our giant trees, crystal pyramids, and I could go on and on. They came here and colonized our people in our areas. And they did this because they already knew that we were going to make this land the original heaven. Why do you think gold was already here? Everything that we needed was already here, but yet they got to create a system to say you have to work for it. What the fuck we had to work for when our ancestors already had more than we supposed to fucking work for? We had gold. We had nature. We had genuine air. When I mean by genuine air, we didn't have poison in the air. They poisoned the air, cut down the trees, and fucked this planet up so much that people don't even know that this color used to be green. Look at the green Egyptian god. He was gonna depict on what black people used to look like. We weren't just black. We come in many colors. Why do you think this is the most dominant skin tone? And why do you think black? They say black creates all color. Because we make the color of everything. We got dark matter energy that matches all around the cosmos. Why do you think the cosmos is black? Where do you think light comes from? Darkness. Let's say, for instance, right? Let me show y'all something. I turn this light off, right? It's darkness at the beginning. So, how can there be light? How can there be light from light? That wouldn't make sense. It's light from darkness. When you turn this light back on, boom, there's light. So without the darkness, there would be no light. Because that wouldn't make sense. It can't just be all light. because there's no source to that light. So when you turn this off, right, this is the source. It's dark. Now, all black creates all colors. And our ancestors made the planets, the stars, and the planets, and the plants. Now when you turn this back on, that's where the light comes from. Without that darkness charging that light up, that light wouldn't come on. Darkness comes from light. Where do you think creativity comes from? The darkness. In the darkness, you're able to pick up certain things in your mind, certain thoughts that you can visualize to create light. And this is the same thing the mind does, and the mind is connected to the soul. And when you're connected to your soul, yourself, when I be saying within, I mean the soul. When you meditate, your soul is able to naturally align you up with your purpose. This is why African and ancient spiritual practices need to be practiced again, so our people can get back on track to who we are and why we came here, and what purpose we have to serve. We need to stop letting other people tell us what our religion is and what our beliefs are, and we gotta show these people that we could use our beliefs for good. Voodoo, we ain't supposed to be using that to attack another being or to, curse other people. We meant to get along. We meant to create. We're meant to create. We meant to have our people going into their highest version of themselves, so they're able to tap into the power of the soul, so when they leave this planet, they won't be lost or reincarnated back here with the fake walk to the light Jesus Christ thing. Don't walk to the light. The light is the trap to get you back here. So what you think when you wake up as a baby, what do you see? You see light. That's you coming back to the reincarnate. Don't go to the light. The darkness is how you're able to control your soul to either visit your family members, visit other realms, or create a realm within your own soul consciousness. That's how this world works. And this is how it's always going to work. Because this world is a magical, divine, cosmic realm. This is why everything got a shape. Earth got a shape. Shit, the floor tiles got a square shape. The ceiling got square shape. Rectangular shapes. All to box you in. This is why they say. They don't want you to get out the box. They don't want you to think outside of the box. You see how they say that? Sacred geometry is used against us in buildings. Why do you think in Florida? If you look up in Florida, buildings and graves, buildings were built on top of our ancestors' graves. Half these buildings that you don't even know are nothing but Confederate buildings built on top of our ancestors' graves that died here in blood through bloodshed. That fought for us to stay alive. That fought for us to keep our traditions, our culture, our music, our spirituality, our identity going. We're not just no regular, America's. People just don't know. People just think, just because they got a name added to their damn list, that's who they are. No, that's the name they gave you. They gave us all these names, these African Americans and Jamaicans and Puerto Rican, and they gave us all these titles just to divide us as a nation with different beliefs and cultures, with different perspectives in life. See, this is the problem. We use all these names, but yet we'll do anything but call ourselves gods and goddesses. When we got everything that God represents in the Bible. If they read the Bible, it says ye are gods, strictly. If he wanted to say that he's God, he would have said it. He wouldn't say that ye are gods. Ye represents you in Greek, meaning you are the God. Your soul makes you God. Everything around you vibrates at a certain color, and everything around you is meant for you to absorb and turn it into positive energy. This is why musicians and artists can change lives. This is why I consider that magic. And that's actually a superpower, because you can use art and music to influence people's behaviors for positive. Like most people don't even know their ancestors. A black woman can get her own business, paint all their orishas, and different ancient spirit guides that they see in their mind, and they can influence people to go back to their ancient spiritual practices. Like, the power of our people that we don't know that we have is insane. And this is why I'm here to tell y'all. Y'all are meant to be divine beings. You're not meant to always be trapped up in a little church while pork chop pastor gives you verse 6 in Genesis 20. No, fuck that. Our kids, parents, family died in churches. They built on top of the universe off of nature. Religion destroyed our spiritual concept of how we see reality. Religion fucked us all up. And it's sad to say that. There's many grandparents, families that died believing in Jesus, thinking he's going to save you. When there were older guys before that, before they brought Jesus, and even when they describe Jesus, it sounds just like Horus. It sounds just like many other names that they described, that had disciples, that had same sun similarity. This is where the sun and the sun comes from. When Jesus Christ represented the Trinity, what do you think that means? Man, son, and woman. This represents children of the sun. How many letters in the universe? In the beginning of it. Uni. 1, 2, 3. U-N-I. Uni. Universe. Unified. United. This is where this comes from. Without 3 wheels on a tricycle, what you think is going to happen? It's going to come crumbling down. This is what they know about us. This is what they know, and this is what they don't want y'all to know. Because they know once you realize family, your ancestors is everything, you got spiritual power to control the wind, to talk to the water, because they know water has a memory and it can move based on your thoughts, and you can manifest just strictly off that glass. If they knew you knew that, it's crazy, bro. I'm telling you. We got all carbonated beings that's dark, that's this skin complexion, that's dark, or light skin, or even in many colors. If you have black genetics, even Latino, ancient Latino, Aztec genetics that go all the way back then, that means you are a non-ether being. If you're Puerto Rican, or so-called Puerto Rican, you have African genetics. It's not even about the color, it's the genetics. They are one with our people. They are one of us. They're just named something different. This is what they do to many cultures the whole time, making them deemed to be so different. Because they gotta think, Spain also was a part of the colonization. The elites had more than one person trying to conquer and divide land, stealing our artifacts, while meanwhile, Shaniqua at the strip club throwing it back, and the whole time, our people are forgetting that we have artifacts all the way in Europe. Artifacts of African, and not even just African, American, Indian statues were rebuilt that we carved out of stone and wood, all the way in Europe. That's the shit that gets me furious, because it's like, all the shit that's belonged to us, we always put on a back pedestal like we ain't the original people of the planet, like we ain't get here first. When they came, like, it's crazy. This is crazy, y'all. I didn't mean to make this a 20-minute video, but I just want to show y'all how to use sacred geometry to mess stuff up. And it's important to notice because this is really divine information. But anyways, y'all, thank you for talking to me and spreading love on my channel. And I'm out of here. Thank y'all for